what I do. Like I would definitely be asking Tara and stuff. Like what do I like some magical people? What do I do once we get there to try and like? Are you gonna bargain with this Stormwall creature?
Beast.
Beast? Are you gonna talk to this beast and bring up Luca, or do I gotta talk to the thing?
I, I'm not sure. Uh, you, I mean, well, we got three big sources of power. We got the primordial fragment. We got the beast. Uh, we got the
Divine spark.
the divine spark. I don't. I don't think the beast is going to be what we want for Luca.
Okay. So
Especially because I've got to deliver this letter. There's baggage there. You can come. But,
I think I will. I promised I would do what I could to see this through. So if there's a chance it could be done, at least this is one of a few. And none of them are a sure thing, it sounds. So I need to take as many chances as I can.
Take your chances where you can get them.
Yes.
yeah. Well, I promised I would help you. You convinced the crew to come along with this crazy thing.
That
here
was
we are.
nothing. That was just fun. It was more of a challenge to myself. See how many of these scurvy fucks I could keep.
Are you planning on
Did
doing
well.
interaction with the storm god person before, or like on our way through or back?
I think it's gonna be through, isn't it?
Probably through.
Okay.
You surmise that you will not be able to get through without encountering this creature based off of what you have gathered from like Dio and the elf and stuff. Like,
Also, we're not even sure if there is an end.
you are also
to
not
it.
sure if there's an end. It
So,
might be
yeah.
infinite.
There might be.
No idea. I'm merely confident that we will find it, or it will find us.
Yeah. So the first several days of your journey, first 4 days of your sail, goes by as you sail your way out of the cursed sea. You pass once more by Storm Talon Point and Al Nahir. And going through that channel, you kind of say goodbye to the civilized world.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd say goodbye, civilization. I don't know when I'll see you again. When I'll smell the sweet air of cobblestone steps and boozy streets. I might die and never feel the touch of a hooker again.
couldn't say. Maybe the Golden City has hookers, you never know.
Golden hookers. Back. Whore Island has upgraded to Golden City. Perfect. One can only hope. I mean,
Yeah, so
how far are we then? I'm gonna get just hammered while I can.
We're
'Cause
really fucking far.
All right. So for the first leg of the journey,
yeah.
I'm useless.
So Robin, you have the maps that you guys stole from the Ophelia, the flagship. Why don't you give me a survival roll to see just like as you guys are going, you're just kind of like looking at the maps and trying to figure out what you can from those.
Is this something that could be done in a short period of time?
This would be a fairly extended period of time, like an hour or two every night, just kind of glancing at him. When you need a break from magic seeing.
I got a 4.
4. Okay. So you surmise that where you're headed is probably at least 1,000 miles to the east.
Is that a lot of miles in the world?
That is like to put it in perspective.
How far is it from Ketris?
Like twice as far as.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so like
That's a ways.
the entire height of the continent is like 2,300 miles. I think the endless ocean is about 3,000 miles across.
Gray harbored out in the here and back. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a very rough estimate. If you work on it a little more as you guys go, you'll be able to get a better idea.
Do I have an understanding of, do we have enough food for a 2,000-mile journey and shenanigans in between?
That's a good question.
Or do we need to go stop at Alnahir real quick? So we have like a
Yeah, let's see. So,
80 days.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that should be enough.
I'm sure the Golden City stock
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's always, like, with a long journey like this, there's always the possibility that something goes wrong and, like, you lose food or you lose time somewhere, but, like, yeah, it should be enough. At the very least, it'll be enough to get
Yeah, what do you want?
We can always stop by the Duke.
One of these days, Alice, bang, zoom, straight to the
give
moon.
you some of that sweet elf
Street
food.
meat. Get the L Street meat. Fuck that
The elf
place.
street meat, which was sushi.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So Robin, as you study the primordial fragments, the 4 fragments. One thing you determine from just looking at it is that you know that you could use this array of fragments in a ritual casting. It serves as a powerful elemental focus. So any first order magic that is cast, any first order ritual magic cast with it, would get a +4 to the ritual casting.
What do I have a sense of that?
And-
Consume it, or is this just something that we could use?
That is just an effect of a passive effect of this object. In addition, any elemental spells cast as one element, you get the effects of all 4 elements.
I think it's time to throw some a week-long elemental protection.
Yeah, so like if you cast elemental protection water, then you get all of the elements.
Whoa.
And we get a +4.
And a
Damn.
+4 to the ritual casting roll. Yeah, this is like a powerful artifact
Do I
that
get
you
a-
have put together.
Do I get a sense if we fail the ritual, if bad things come from it? Like extra bad things?
There is a possibility, not that you have seen, but you know, there's always a possibility when you're working with a lot of, you know, like a powerful artifact that something goes wrong, and then usually it goes wrong worse.
Yeah.
And you feel like there are definitely other things that you could. That's just like the basic passive, like, property of the 4 fragments together. There are probably other aspects of it that you have yet to decipher.
Well, keep working on it.
Okay. So another thing that I need to ask Robin, speaking of magical things, you have your little your patron plot. Are you planning on doing that ritual at some point?
Do I have a message somewhere? You may have to remind me what that is.
It might. I think I sent it to you on Discord.
Okay. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Discord DM. Yep. You got all the ingredients.
Yeah. I remember I got myself. Do I know how long this will take?
Probably like.
I need the thing, don't I?
You need the what?
The life shard of life for life.
No, this is the poison that you're going to like brew
One of these
to
days, Alice,
like
bang,
corrupt
zoom,
the
straight to the
divine
moon.
spark. Or that that Calamity's Muse wants you to brew, I should say.
I will probably wait till we get through the storm wall.
Okay.
I don't feel like going through the storm wall with
But
magic.
do you have an intention to do the ritual?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I need to know. So, you guys continue on beyond Al Nahir. What is the path that, also, I mean, you go down along the coast. You guys know this is the Barrow Reef. We all remember what happened last time you went there.
Oh.
Are you going to go out into the ocean a little bit as you go down there, just to like stay away from the the treachery of your last journey to the south?
100%.
Okay, go ahead and give me another navigation roll, Tara.
7.
7. All right. So you head out into the open ocean. So let's. Roll further. Okay. Fair winds as you sail out into the southern part of the endless ocean, and you pass the first 3 days of travel, making good progress, and sailing south to wrap around the Barrow Reefs. By the third day, your estimate is that you're probably past the reefs, not quite far enough down to be past the Lost Isle, that place with the crazy grandma made of gold.
And the soup.
Yeah, and the soup that she wanted you to eat, to drink. So let's see, that's 3 days. Okay. The weather continues to hold fairly well. The next 2 days of the voyage. How close to the Isle of Mists in the Lost Isle are you going to go? Obviously, you're headed this way. Beyond this part, you really don't know anything about what,
88.2
what is out there.
miles.
Okay. So
Yep.
you're going fairly far south.
Yeah. Stay the fuck away from those places.
Sounds good. Just for fun, I'll do a little Indiana Jones cursor.
Da, 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 dun, da, dun.
Hey, Midnight, good to see you.
Oh.
Mitty. Go check out that beautiful bald bastard. He's over there playing some Red Dead online, dealing with trolls and fucking hoes. Trolls and hoes.
All right. So the next week-ish of your
Awesome,
downtime.
thank you, Fluffy. Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Go ahead.
you guys continue to work on whatever you may. The crew is starting to get a little bit bored being at sea, and you've got a long ways to go. They still got some endurance left in them, but you know how long voyages are. We've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Haha.
So, Robin, you want to keep messing with the primordial fragments?
Yeah, that sounds like
Okay.
only good things can come from that.
Give me another occult roll.
Not nearly as good this time. I got a 5.
5, you say?
Mm-hmm. It's there. There we go. 8.
8. Okay. So you you feel like you've gotten about as much as you can out of it without doing any more advanced experiments like ritual casting. You get kind of like a hint of what other functions it has. Based off of what you saw on the island from the one fragment, and from studying it, you were able to confirm this, that these things act as summoning foci for primordial entities of some kind. With all 4 of them together, the effect is probably a lot more powerful. It would probably be fairly dangerous to attempt because you don't really have any way of knowing like what these things are or if you would be able to control them effectively. But you do know that the 4 fragments are able to do that.
Are the fragments themselves any different? Like, is one obviously water and one's obviously fire?
Yes, there's fire, water, earth, and air.
So together with all of them, I'm the Avatar? Is what
Yes.
you're telling me?
Yeah.
The Avatar with a giant wheel of teeth. Also, I'm gonna need you to give me a spirit.
That doesn't sound like good. Oh god.
Pretty good thing I'm not doing this.
Yep.
I'll spend one more. Oh, okay. 6.
6, you say?
6 is what
Okay.
I said, yes.
So, you you find yourself like as you continue to study them, it just seems like it becomes easier. Like all the runes carved across the teeth, etched in gold and silver. You can't read them, but like you are able to just like kind of guess what they mean. You know that it's right. And that's how you're able to decipher a lot of this. And yeah, I mean they're really like beautiful, just very complicated arcane objects. Could do a lot with this.
Could do a lot with it. The ocean, I might take them and run, but
Is there anything else that others would like to do? The second leg of the journey?
Probably train my mind. Basically, I want to get an extra Benny, but I want to train my mind against what we're going against, if possible. Like
train your mind, prepare you, steel yourself.
Yeah,
by drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Training.
Yeah. After drinking and being absolutely useless, I'm like, okay, now to reality up. Oh, also while I was drinking, I was just tooling around the ship, getting in people's way, doing a mess of just yucking it up before the real hits. So, yeah, now I'm just like, all right, well, that was fun. Time to get serious.
I'll probably also do training. That sounds good.
Okay. Prepare
I
yourself.
don't have anything specific I want to do.
All right. So let's see here. So the next leg of the journey, you've been. Let's see, keep track of this. First, in your 12th day at sea, from burning the fleet.
Way to go, Uze.
Okay. And you've made good progress so far. So at this point,
there is one thing
yeah, go ahead.
There is one thing I wanted to do. I did want to do a ritual casting of air manipulation to try and give us a speed boost.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that if you would like.
I was just going to propose a week-long elemental protection on the ship.
We want to do that when we get closer to the storm wall.
Do we know how far away from the storm wall we are?
You feel like you'll know when you get close.
Like, how close is close? Just like,
I mean, we'll see it, right?
You'll see.
Like super
I
far
mean,
off.
it's called the storm
horizon,
wall
I
for a
guess.
reason.
That's
Yeah.
I assume it goes up really high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You won't. You'll see it. You'll see it at a time.
Suddenly, bam! Storm wall.
Oh man! What a
Didn't see it
surprise!
coming.
Snuck up on us.
Alright. Okay, so air manipulation, is it just duration?
Yeah, if you're just doing manipulation, well, I think scale probably too, to like fill the sails.
Increased area of effect.
Yes.
That one.
Or like the augmented effect.
Increased effect.
There's
How
the
how
that
big?
turn off, right? right?
I mean, I would say up to the size of the ship would give you benefit.
So up to ×4.
Yeah, I mean, a lesser effect would still help. Like you're just filling like some of the sails with wind.
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
we got the primordial fragment. Wait, would that give us fire and earth too?
Would it?
What? Like, oh shit! Great,
Yeah.
our ship's on fire.
That. Like, I mean, you can control the effect in theory, but it would be somewhat strained.
Can we just have the fire coming behind us, like out of a cool car tail?
Well, it doesn't create the element. It just manipulates it. It has to be present.
It manipulates it.
So as long as there's no like fireball.
I think with fire manipulation you can like light flammable objects like candles and stuff, but
Is a ship just a big candle?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if we covered it in wax.
I think it'll be fine. I mean, if we get water manipulation too, that's also great, because then it's like the currents with.
Yeah.
And then there's no fire or earth around, so I'm not super concerned about that.
We could create like a vacuum ahead of it so that there's no air resistance.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if we understand vacuums.
Yeah.
We understand that the air is hitting us and pushing us forward, though.
That's about it.
So you're gonna use the primordial, the 4 fragments.
Yeah, let's take it out for a spin.
All right.
I'm gonna boost your magic.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna do it for a week. So it's ×4, and we're size 15.
I gotta look up this ship. Frigate. No, you're not size 15. You're size 13.
Paltry size 13. Well, it's ×3 for size 10.
Oh, okay.
×4
Yeah,
for
so size 15. Yeah.
Okay, so ×4. And elemental manipulation is +1 power point. So it's an 8 power point.
How about
What duration are you doing it?
A week.
how about
Okay.
I propose we start with a day and see what
Like
happens.
the DM.
That will
But-
cost extra ritual components.
Yeah, my thing is ritual components, because it's 25 per power point. So if I have to redo it, instead, it's almost going to double the cost.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm thinking like we can't turn it off, and so
We could pull his fucking sails up, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what sort of control I have over it after. We did it once before, and it was just like.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, like it's wind. Yeah.
I mean, we can douse the sails. We can drop anchor.
Worst come to worst, you can ritual cast dispel magic too to get rid of this, or at least attempt to. You'd have to do an opposed spellcasting roll against yourself.
I mean, I got bennies, right? So I could work that. Yeah, no, I want to do it for a week.
All right. Well, then I probably won't boost your magic because I don't want to focus on that for a day. But I
Yeah,
can.
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, that would be a bit much.
I mean,
All right.
I've got a big plus.
So you can continue to sail while you're casting it, so that's a plus. All right.
I'll study the primordial shard as it.
So
Yeah, I'll just kind of watch.
it's an 8 power point spell. So it's a -4, and the primordial gives me +4.
Yep.
And then my native +2. I'm at a +2. So as long as I don't crit fail, yeah, let's do it. For 15.
All right, got it with a raise. So you set up The food is delivered. Huzzah!
Rhubarb, Chris.
Oh, rhubarb Chris.
Rhubarb is from gardens.
From what?
From my uncle's farm. His garden thing.
So yeah, you set up the ritual. You put it. I imagine it'd be on the back deck by the helm.
Yeah.
You set up the circle and draw out the lines, and as you begin enacting the ritual, the primordial the fragments, they kind of spin slowly, just back and forth, kind of with the wind and the waves. And the long ritual casting interval transpires as Tara, you put all of your energy into this. As you finish a day after you started, the ritual completes and you feel a gust of wind howl across the deck and fill the sails. And I say howl, it does actually sound kind of like howling voices almost. In addition, you see the wake of the boat and the water around you begins to kind of part and glide around the side of your hull to make you accentuate your movement. And you see twisted faces form in the froth. And the ship does not start on fire, but the light sources on board, they all just start sort of flickering madly, and and again you kind of see the vague sign of faces in the fire.
That's cool.
Very cool. Very eerie.
Hmm.
Man, we're scary, spooky pirates now.
Yeah.
There we go. We're spooky pirates.
This is some Davy Jones folk.
So you are moving much faster now.
Okay.
Cool.
Well.
Yeah. Well done. I mean,
I'm a
as far
little nervous about the howling voices, but whatever.
Fuck, I mean, they're on our side, so we're fine.
And the faces.
Yeah.
The faces
Right.
are there. They're there to, guide
They
us
look happy.
to peace.
So I want everybody give me a notice roll.
Penalties.
What's that?
Eye patch penalty.
No eye patch penalty. No magic penalty either. Just
Oh. A 4.
alright.
A crit fail.
Paul got
Wow.
a 6.
Nice. I love it.
Oh, me too.
Robin got a 5, Paul got a 6. Okay, so Mr. Dibbs does not notice this and refuses to accept that it happens. And no, this is not a thing. You're just making shit up. So after 2 days of sailing, making good time with the howling winds, you guys start to see the knots in the wood of the ship are contorted into like screaming faces.
The
And
what?
they're definitely subtly shifting a little bit.
So wait, sorry, I didn't. Did I see that?
And if it's pointed out to you, you bluntly refuse to see it. That's not a thing that happened. That's just not.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
You try not. Quit trying to test my resolve. I'm doing fine.
But yeah, it's just like these twisted, like, you know, the Scream, Ever Munch, that kind of face, like, just sort of across the various wooden things on the ship. And yeah, the crew is maybe a little bit disturbed by that, as one might be.
Yeah.
We like 100% ghost ship now.
Yeah.
I
But
thought I was gonna
and
fuck up. I just made us cooler.
so Robin, I want you to give me another survival roll for like the map stuff, and then Tara, I want you to give me a storm-based survival roll.
Ooh. That was like a storm.
Storms of ruin.
Oh fuck! I crit failed.
Oh.
Crit failed. Oh no.
Robin got a 2.
A 2. Okay. Yeah. No further progress on that. And Tara, you're just really distracted by how cool the ship is right now. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, I'm so awesome.
Still got the.
Also the fragment, which is sitting on the deck, it kind of like spins by itself with the wind too, like a little weather vane.
Got screaming faces in like the planks. We got a like a whale bone parrot prow.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so Robin, give me a notice roll up in the crow's nest.
8.
Okay, so after you're on, what is this? The 15th day from departing, you spot, of all things, you spot what appears to be a small watercraft out in front of the ship a ways, like a dinghy, just kind of floating through the ocean.
No fucking way. It's that one guy that
Safur?
That
Yeah.
one guy? Safur.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't even be mad.
That would be freaking ridiculous.
You got kicked off another boat.
And like all the way out here. Okay. Are you? So it looks like the natural like wind blowing and like the currents that are changing around your boat. Like, if you don't directly like turn and like sail towards this thing, that it's just going to like float around you.
I mean, let's get a little closer to like within telescope.
Okay. Yeah, like alter course. I mean, it's mostly right in front of you. Alter course a little bit to head towards it.
I can send Paul ahead too.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna send Paul ahead to do a flyover.
A ward.
So you see there is a corpse inside of the dinghy. This dinghy looks like it's this old, like battered, weathered gray wood. You're surprised that it is still intact out here. But there's like a very old, dried up looking corpse in there, with like tattered rags, and it seems to be clutching like some kind of staff in its hands.
Can I tell if it has good bone?
I mean, Paul could like fly down and look at it, like perch on the side and look in and see if there's good bones.
No, I'll say that It's a dead person clutching a staff. An old dinghy. The quality of the bones is yet to be.
Well, probably go check it out. Like, only interesting people would be this far out here.
Or crazy.
Dead people.
All right. As you approach,
Which one are we?
definitely crazy
Yeah.
and interesting,
Yeah.
and maybe dead too.
Maybe dead.
We fall into the maybe dead.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
usually that. That'd be a good group name, or the next title for our ship, the maybe dead, the might sink. The mighty unsinkable. Now you're just tempting fate.
Yeah.
Maybe unsinkable.
Maybe unsinkable. That one's okay because you're still leaving room for doubt.
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's allowed.
It could happen.
it could.
It could be unsinkable.
The hopefully floats. Or we could be the first ones to come up with the Titanic.
Oh yeah, just call our ship the Titanic.
There we go. Nothing. I feel good about this name.
We're gonna pull up alongside this dinghy, and on the side it's gonna say Titanic.
Yep.
If you guys did actually name your ship the Titanic, I would 100% make it sink at some point in the campaign, just because
You
it
throw an
has
ice.
to be done.
First, you'd throw an iceberg in front of us. We'd dodge it. Like, oh, good one, Ben. Iceberg, cool.
Funny.
Then you'd do another one, like huge or two, in the middle of a storm, and we'd hit it and almost sink. Oh fuck, damn! Like you'd start making them like surround us.
I'm imagining like an iceberg monster.
Yep.
Like
ice
a
mo-
like a kraken, but it like just has tentacles and icebergs, and it
Just like-
smashes ships, and it sinks into its mouth.
Oh my god, the Berg Beast of legend.
The way the campaign's gone, it'd be one of Tara's ice cock and balls. It can sink.
It would penetrate our boat.
Oh no.
Nothing
Okay.
can slay the might.
So-
Be timbers.
So you guys, you approach this battered dinghy. You're able to. You kind of have to like grapple onto it to like keep it from being like tugged away by your haunted currents.
We got trained boarders for this.
Yeah, but you are able to grab it and like haul the dinghy aboard to inspect its contents. So as Paul saw from above, there is this just like ancient withered corpse. It seems completely desiccated of moisture and like dried out by like salt. There are actually like salt crystals encrusting parts of it. And there's these like tattered rags that are basically like they disintegrate in your hand. Touch them pretty much. And the staff that the corpse is clutching is a gnarled like driftwood staff. And you see there it's kind of like Gandalf's staff, like Gandalf the Grey, with like there are like little holes and stuff in the upper part, and it's like set with these fossilized shells in various places.
Is it magic?
Studying the staff, it does not seem to be magic. However, the shells within it are carved, are like scratched little like arcane runes and symbols, and they are arcane foci.
Oh.
So there are 4 shells in it. 2 major, 2 minor.
Oh dang. Do the shells look anything similar to the shell we ripped off of the elf, the Dukes? thing?
Um,
The Duke's throne?
I mean, they're much less splendorous. They're like fossilized shells, so
More of like a baron.
yeah, like a stony kind of, yeah. Yes, not Duke material.
Not a Duke.
There is also a little like sack that the is like under the seat of the dinghy. The sack is made out of like this leather, which is pretty brittle as well, and also encrusted in salt. And within that, there is a book.
Ladies, gentlemen, and that colorful rainbow in between.
What was
welcome
once
to
a
Tabitha's
dagger,
channel.
but is now just like this rusted, just like totally destroyed thing that vaguely resembles a dagger. And 40 silver coins.
Do we recognize these silver coins?
Could give me a untrained knowledge roll, because I assume nobody has academics as a skill.
I mean, failed academic. I got a D in it. Does that count?
Yep, you can roll an untrained skill roll.
Perfect.
A 5.
Oh, okay, yeah. And Robin, roll it an additional -2.
I got a 1.
Yeah, you don't know what these are.
Oh boy. Look at me go. 7.
I got a 5.
A 7. Okay, so looking at them, they're kind of tarnished, but you kind of rub them off. These you recognize the symbol on it. It's this kind of like pyramid symbol, and the silver
Ladies,
and
gentlemen,
the
and that
like
colorful
writing, which
rainbow in
is kind
between.
of illegible
welcome
at this
to
point.
Tabitha's channel. Back to action.
These are
it's morphin' time.
Ancient Artean coins.
Oh shit, you way far from.
Yeah, this is like the other side of the planet from Artea.
They're like ancient or.
Yeah. Like they're probably like at least 1,000 years old.
Fuck, dude. How the hell did you get out here? So definitely gonna cast object reading on this here staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a thing.
And ooh, I have 6 power points. And it costs 2 to cast it regularly. But if I do strong for 4, then I can see or hear from the item's creation forward. But I only have enough power points to do that once. So
Oh boy.
if I cast it with a raise,
is it 100 years?
it's 100 years without the strong modifier.
I get the sense that that's not enough.
I mean, how long has he been fucking floating in this dinghy?
You feel like
Like, a dinghy hasn't been floating for 100 years, right?
We'd have the good doctor do an autopsy on him.
This dinghy ain't magical. Right?
No, does not appear to be magical.
I'm gonna cast Detect Arcana, because I'm suspicious about this immortal dinghy. I got a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
There is a non-zero amount of magic around this dinghy.
Oh fuck! It's a magic dinghy.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
There are traces of just like the veil weakening around the dinghy. Like it has been. It's kind of more like it has been affected by some powerful magic in the past that still lingers on it to this day.
How does 100 years of history work if time is wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff?
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I'm gonna Let's find out. I'll cast it regularly, and then if that draws a blank, we'll figure it out. Okay, I got the raise. Good. I got it with a 9. No, plus yes, 9.
You cast it
So
strong? Or not?
no.
Not
So
strong.
I just have 100 years
Out to 100 years.
and 20 yards.
Okay. So, yeah, this is weird. There's definitely some chronomancy involved here. You can gather that much. This dinghy and this staff have been floating around for a long time, adrift. This person has not been alive for quite some time.
Huh, shit.
But the acceleration of time on this object seems to be slowed to some degree. Almost like it was like frozen in time at one point, and then like slowly thawed out, could say. So you kind of rewind. Most of it is not very it's very boring.
It's floating.
It's floating around in the water. It does not seem to be like moving around like, water things. You're a navigator and a helmsman, so like it's not really going with the currents or anything. It's staying mostly stationary in like this general vicinity of the ocean, which is another weird magic fuckery thing. Towards the end of your 100 years, which you're guessing with the chronomancy bullshit is more like 1,000 to 1,300 years. This person comes back to life, and they okay, to make it make more sense, I'll start at the beginning instead of go backwards, because so the first thing that this object experiences is just like sudden existence. Like these things did not exist, and then they just appeared into the world from someplace else. This person is a magician, probably an Artean magician, wearing like these gray robes. Had a bunch of like adventuring supplies and stuff. And you see them appear before appear into this ocean that's like wrought by storms, and they kind of like ferry their way through this place using like magic and stuff. The dinghy like flies at one point. It's this whole like crazy adventure. You're not really sure what the point of it all is, but eventually, and you can see how far? 20 feet?
20 yards.
20 yards, okay.
Right, because you got the raise.
Yeah, it's mostly just storm noises. So this magician kind of looks up into the sky, and lightning strikes around them. And you see them kind of like raise the staff up to like cast a defensive barrier over them, and then something drops down and like impacts this massive beast. You're not able to get a super clear view of it, but it is in its entirety larger than the area that you can see in.
Oh shit.
And it came from the sky on like wings of storm clouds and like smashed into this barrier, and as it did, there was kind of like a flicker, and the boat ended up someplace else. The mage like teleported or some such.
Oh, yeah.
And
Balrog won that fight.
yeah. They eventually kind of like do this sort of chronomancy ritual. It seems to like slow the progress, but they just run out of resources slowly but surely, and then just end up dying of starvation and thirst.
Okay. Holy shit. So, quick thing, he was like in this dinghy in like a perpetual storm, or was the storm just like randomly one day there was a storm?
It seemed like the dinghy and him dropped into the storm from like someplace else. Why don't you give me an occult roll?
I think I know what this bitch was up to. I have a guess. Oh, hey, look at me go. 15.
15. You're pretty sure it was like some form of teleportation from somewhere, but you're also pretty sure that it was not from this plane of existence. Like there was some interdimensional magic going on there, which is like broadly considered to be the most suicidally dangerous thing that you can do. Try and go to another dimension of reality.
Does this dinghy... Does it look like a very old style of ship? Like, no modern shipwright would make this?
Yes. I mean, I don't know how much dinghy structure has changed over the years, but yeah, it looks old.
And, okay. So oof. This guy, I don't know what the hell he was about. I bet his bones are really good. I do have minor reservations about obtaining his bones. I'm a little worried about consequences of that action.
Oh, also the book is completely illegible. It had stuff in it, but the ink's all like blurry and destroyed.
I know we don't have this, but I wonder if that one item would be able to read it.
Oh, the
You can read the walls.
Yeah, like the
I
infinity.
wonder if you
prism.
could read like super degraded text.
Good question. I'll look up my description of what that item does to see the infinity cipher.
Well, if we ever make it back to Dio, we'll show him this book and see if it works.
Yup.
Yeah.
Because this book is very interesting. Okay, that's nuts. I'm gonna take the little seashells out.
Okay.
You said there was 2 of each type?
2 major, 2 minor. Yeah. She sells seashells at the seashore.
Does Dr. Finch think the body's human?
Yeah, you take it to look and it says, oh, well, and he does his thing and is like, yes, it appears to be human. Very remarkably well preserved for how old it seems to be. Although pretty tough, very heavily salted. I wouldn't recommend eating it. That's a joke.
This is
Go
chronomancy.
cannibalism joke. Yes.
There's some chronomancy stuff going on with it.
Well, that would do it. Also, this excessive quantity of salt probably helps as well.